Okay, good afternoon, or morning or evening, wherever you are. Today I'm going to show you guys about elimination today, and this is another way to solve systems of equations. It's a way a lot of students like better. It's called elimination because you're eliminating one of the variables. You either add straight down or sometimes subtract straight down in order to get one of the variables to cancel out. In order to do this, everything has to be lined up. Notice how my x's are all aligned, my y's are all lined up, my equal signs are all lined up, and all my numbers are lined up. That's the form you got to have in order for this to work. All right. Now this one's set up beautifully for it because, you know, if I add straight down right now, one of my variables cancels out. The y's, you have 2y and negative 2y like that. That's perfect. That's what you want. All right. Sometimes you might have to do some work to get there, but if you have it set up like this, you can just get your add straight down. 6x plus 2x is 8x. 10 plus negative 2 is 8. And just like that, I've almost got my first answer. I can divide by 8 now, and I'll get, x equals 1. And there's my first answer. Now I got to get the second answer, which means I'm going to take one of those equations. I'm going to take that first one, the second one rather, 2x minus 2y equals negative 2. And I'm going to plug in the 1 and see what I get. So that's 2 minus 2y. If I subtract 2 from both sides, I get negative 2y equals negative 4. And if I divide by negative 2, I get y equals 2. There's my second answer. All right, now I'm going to check my answers by plugging both that 1 and the 2 back into both equations. So I got 6x, put parentheses for the x, plus 2y equals 10. Okay, and in there goes the 1 for the x and the 2 for the y. And when I do this out, 6 plus 4 equals 10. 6 plus 4 does equal 10. That one's good. Let me do the other equation. The other equation is the 2x minus 2y equals negative 2. So once again, x is 1, y is 2. So that's 2 minus 4 equals negative 2. Negative 2 equals negative 2. Good. All right. So that's the first one. Nice, quick, and easy. Number two. Number two is this one. This one's different. It's not lined up right. My y's are in a row, but then my x's are here, but my equal signs are not in a row, which means I got to do some work to get this so it's all lined up. This one's got y equals. So if I took this equation right here and I wanted to get y equals, I need to get that x out of that, away from that side of the equation. So if I add x to both sides, then I got y equals 10 plus x or x plus 10. Order doesn't matter when it's all addition. So let me rewrite these for a minute so I can get that. I got y equals 3x minus 14. And then I'm going to take that new equation that I just manipulated, put it right underneath. Okay, now nothing cancels out if I add straight down. However, I can also subtract this whole thing. All right. You can subtract the equations. You can add them together, you subtract them. If I subtract them, I get 0, y minus y is 0, 3x minus x is 2x, negative 14 minus 10 is negative 24. So if I add these together now, or I add 24 to both sides, I get 2x equals 24, divide by 2, and x equals 12. That's my first answer. Now I'm going to take either one of those equations and find out what y is. I'm going to take that bottom one, y minus x equals 10, plug in 12 for x, and then I can add 12 to both sides, and I'll get my other answer, y equals 22. Okay? Now, that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do this is, instead of subtracting, and I just want to show you this quickly. Suppose I took those equations, y equals the 3x minus 14, and the y equals x plus 10. sometimes I just like to change all the signs. I find I make less mistakes. Instead of subtracting them all, if I multiplied them all by -1, you can, let me actually write that out. Because you can multiply this whole equation times -1. And what I get is -y equals -x minus 10. In other words, I just changed all the signs in that one equation. And then when I add down those cancel, I get 0 equals 2x minus 24, and you'd solve it just like you did up above there. So sometimes I like doing it that way better. You just change all the signs in one of the equations, and then you add straight down. Because what I find is often if you are going through this, you'll subtract the y's and then start adding the 3x plus 1x, make simple mistakes like that. So anyway, that's an option. All right. And then you should go back and check your answer. I've already checked it, and in the interest of time, I'm going to not check that one. Okay. Number 3. -2x plus 15y equals -32. And the other one is 7x minus 5y equals 17. All right, so here we go. Things are lined up nicely. All my x's are in a row, all my y's are in a row, all my equal signs are in a row, and all my numbers are in a row. However, nothing cancels out if I add straight down. So I'm looking at these ones here. Because 5 and 15, one of them I can multiply to get the other one, which means I can take that bottom equation and multiply that whole thing by 3. And when I do that, I can get the variable, the y's, to cancel out. So let me rewrite what I get, because you got to multiply everything by 3, not just the 5y. 7x times 3 is 21x. 5y times 3 is 15y, and 17 times 3 is 51. Now I'm going to take the other equation and write it right above it. And now I'm going to add straight down, and my y's will cancel out, and I'll be on my way. Those are gone. -2x plus 21x is 19x. 51 plus -32 is 19. Ooh, that worked out nice. Divide by 19. X equals 1. There's my first answer. Okay, now I got to get the second one. I'm going to take one of my original equations. Doesn't matter which one. Take that top one. These look equally challenging. And I'm going to plug in the 1 for the x. And if I go and add 2 now to both sides, I get 15y equals -30. Divide by 15, and I get y equals -2. And there's my second answer. Okay, you can check your answers. I'll check one of the equations. I'll take that -2x plus 15 times y is -2. Equals -32. -2 plus -30 is -32. -32 equals -32. And I'm good. All right. So there's that one. I'm going to do one more. Have it be you try. Okay, you try. Here's the system. 4x minus 3y equals -4, and 2x plus 3y equals 34. Okay, you go ahead and do that. Hit pause, then come back to me. Welcome back. All right, so this one's set up beautifully for it. I can see all my x's in a row, y's in a row, equal signs in a row, numbers are in a row. These cancel out. If I add straight down, it's beautiful. 2x plus 4x is 6x. Negative 4 plus 34 is 30. Divide by 6. X equals 5. There's my first answer. Take one of the two equations, plug in that 5. Get my second one. So that's 10 plus 3y equals 34. Subtract 10. 3y equals 24. Running out of space here. Divide by 3. And I'll get y equals 8. And that is my second answer. Okay, check it. Check it in at least one of these equations. We'll do the 4x minus 3y equals negative 4. Plug in the 5 for the x. 8 for the y. What do you get? 20 minus 24 equals negative 4. Negative 4 equals negative 4. You're good. All right, so that's your answer. Check in the other equation too if you want to be really careful. And that is all I got for today. See y'all later. Have a great night.